welcome to Mouse in the Mitten Trivia Pod, a podcast where you can test your Disney trivia knowledge over a variety of topics. My name's Court and I will be your host. Our game will consist of 5 rounds of 6 questions, covering everything from your basic Disney knowledge to some unknown facts. Each question is worth 1 point unless otherwise noted. Make sure you follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. And if you're watching us over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and in the comments down below, let us know what your score is. Well, Disney pretty much remains open 100% year round. Even this past week when it was cold and it was wet and it was rainy, everything else like that, there is still a ton to do throughout Disney. So if you need some help planning your Disney vacation, no matter when you plan on going, I would love to help you get all taken care of and all set. All you got to do is email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. Well, we have a fun game for you today. I'm really excited to jump into it. And round 1, we're going to talk about a Disney Imagineer who really reshaped the parks, really reshaped how we think about the parks, and helped to make things really, really fun, and also helped a little bit internationally as well. This round 1 is dedicated to Tony Baxter and his amazing mustache. He is a fantastic Imagineer. He is definitely the epitome of when you put your mind to something, you will achieve that something. He is, since day one, always been, I'm going to work for Disney, I'm going to work for Disney. And boy, did he leave his mark on Disney. So let's get started here with question number 1. Tony was born on February 1st, 1947 in what U.S. state? Question number 2. What international park was Baxter the executive producer of and saw the development from inception to opening? Question number 3. At 17 years old, what job did Tony have in Disneyland on Main Street, USA? Question number 4. What brought Baxter out of retirement for a brief moment in 2020? Question number 5. Name the roller coaster that Tony developed from beginning to end and was one of the first roller coasters in the Disney parks. And question number 6. What school did Baxter graduate from in 1969 after studying theater design? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds to come up with those answers and then I will return. Let's get you some answers here on Tony Baxter. So question number 1. Tony was born on February 1st, 1947 in what U.S. state? Well, he was born in California. You kind of hopefully sensed a theme there as we went through that. Yeah, he is based in California. And again, that one makes sense. Disneyland, the last question will make sense as well. But he is born in California. Again, it is his birthday this week, so that's one of the big reasons why we are doing this category is to celebrate him. Question number 2. What international park was Baxter the executive producer of and saw the development from inception to opening? Well, that would be Disneyland Paris. There is quite a few images of him in Disneyland Paris from beginning, helping to really create it, really make it what it is. He has his fingertips all over it. And there's this really cool clip of him talking with the fireworks going behind him and everything else like that. It is really cool. But yeah, he was there pretty much from beginning to end and continues to have a little bit of input as they move forward. Question number 3. At 17 years old, what job did Tony have in Disneyland on Main Street, USA? Well, that was an ice cream scooper. Matter of fact, he famously applied for several jobs the day he turned 17 to try to work in Disneyland. I mentioned at the beginning on the intro of this that he is the example of when you have an idea, you go after that idea. This is part of that idea was he wanted to work in Disneyland. So he got a job in Disneyland, started going from there. Question number 4. What brought Baxter out of retirement for a brief moment in 2020? Well, that would be Tiana's Bayou Adventure. One of the rides that he is credited with creating is Splash Mountain. So they had to bring him out of retirement for just a little bit to get his input on what to do with Tiana's Bayou Adventure as they transition Splash Mountain into that idea. So he did come out of retirement for a brief bit, but he did go back into retirement after his input. Question number 5. Name the roller coaster that Tony developed from beginning to end and was one of the first roller coasters in Disney parks. Well, that would be Big Thunder Mountain. You kind of had a 50-50 shot there. You either thought Space Mountain or Big Thunder. For this one, it was Big Thunder Mountain. He came up with the idea. Originally, it was out in Disneyland. Then they put it in Disney World. Last but not least, question number 6. What school did Baxter graduate from in 1969 after studying theater design? Well, that would be California State University, Long Beach. So again, makes sense. Again, California boy. He went to a school out in California, and this school definitely fit his bill the most. So again, probably will never see this, but thank you, Tony, for everything that you've done throughout the Disney parks. Your fingerprints will be an indelible mark on the parks for a long time, and without you, it wouldn't be the same. So I just want to send a heartfelt thank you. Continuing on now into round number 2. Round number 2 is our fast facts. This round is filled with simple questions that have simple answers. Today's category is Toy Story Mania. The way this game will work is I'm going to give you the name of a Toy Story character. You just have to say either yes, they have their own section of Toy Story Mania, or no, they do not. And of course, we're talking about Toy Story Mania in Hollywood Studios down in Disney World. So let's get started here with question number 1. Woody. Question number 2. Buzz Lightyear. Question number 3. Jessie. Question number 4. Rex. Question number 5. Ham. And question number 6. Slinky. All right, so let's get some answers here. This is a really fun game. Plus a good way to be able to get out of the heat when you're down in Florida. But this is also a lot of fun. It's a very competitive game with you and your friends. So let's get started here with question number 1. Woody, that would be a yes. Obviously, couldn't have a Toy Story based theme ride without having Woody there. And of course, question number 2, Buzz Lightyear. That one is also a yes. You can't have a themed ride without Woody and Buzz. Now, understand, yes, I get it. Buzz does have his own thing in Magic Kingdom, but he's also a small part of Toy Story Mania as well. Question number 3. Jessie, she is a no. Kind of just based on the early, they went with some of the more early characters, and yeah, I understand Jessie was in the second one, but unfortunately she is not part of this one. Question number 4. Rex, that is a yes. A fun little part of the ride as well. But yeah, Rex is part of that. Question number 5. Ham, that one is a yes. That one, again, a lot of fun. Again, really some good little Easter eggs in both of those sections as well. Last but not least, question number 6. Slinky, that one is a no. They gave him an entire roller coaster. So they're like, he got a whole roller coaster. We're not going to put him in this ride. We're just going to give him the roller coaster, and we're going to call it good there. But again, Toy Story Mania, a lot of fun. It's a 4D experience, so you got to wear the glasses, but it is still a lot of fun with a lot of Easter eggs and a great way, again, to be able to kind of beat the heat in the middle of the day there in Hollywood Studios. Continuing on now to round number 3. Round number 3 is our connecting the circles. The way this round will work is I will ask you 5 questions that may or may not be Disney related, but the answers do relate somehow through Disney. And that's going to be your 6th and final question, is what is that connection? So let's get started here with question number 1. What is the name of the second kid to parents Jim and Pam on The Office and is shared by Angela's baby? Question number 2. Name the college in the Atlantic Coast Conference that is part of the Research Triangle in North Carolina and has the nickname of the Blue Devils. Question number 3. What is an old British name for a girl typically and means fair weather and can be used to describe the brightest part of the day. Question number 4. What is a word that can refer to a Roman goddess as well as plant life? Question number 5. What is a more scientific term starting with the letter A to describe the Northern Lights? And question number 6 is, what is the connection? I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music, try to come up with that connection, and then I will return. All right, let's see if we can connect those circles. So question number 1. What is the name of the second kid to parents Jim and Pam on The Office and is shared by Angela's baby? Well, that is Philip. There is some contention there on whether or not they either one should name their kid Philip and as to why they should name their kid Philip, but in the end, they're both named Philip. Question number 2. Name the college in the Atlantic Coast Conference that is part of the Research Triangle in North Carolina and has the nickname of the Blue Devils. That is Duke. Duke is part of that Research Triangle, in my eyes, one of the biggest corners of that Research Triangle. But they are the Blue Devils, and they are a very prominent basketball school in the ACC. Question number 3. What is an old British name for a girl typically and means fair weather and can be used to describe the brightest part of the day? Well, that is Merryweather. That is an old name. Don't see a lot of girls these days named Merryweather, but typically girls were named this, and it did mean fair weather. You could also use it to describe the very best part of the day. Question number 4. What is a word that can refer to a Roman goddess as well as plant life? Well, that is Flora. There was a Roman goddess named Flora, and Flora is short for floral, so that's why those two go hand in hand. But Flora is the shortened version and can refer to plant life. Question number 5. What is a more scientific term starting with the letter A to describe the Northern Lights? That is Aurora. Aurora borealis is usually what the Northern Lights are more commonly known as, but we're just looking for the first part of that word, and that would be Aurora. So question number 6 is, what is the connection? Well, we had answers such as Philip, Duke, Merryweather, Flora, and Aurora. The connection there, those are all characters in Sleeping Beauty. This week sees the anniversary of Sleeping Beauty, and it is a phenomenal and classic Disney film and was the last princess film before we saw Ariel in The Little Mermaid. So there was a little bit of a lull there. But obviously you have Philip for Prince Philip, you have Duke for Lord Duke. Merryweather and Flora were two of the fairies that watched over Sleeping Beauty, and Aurora is Sleeping Beauty's name. So hopefully you enjoy that. Hopefully you're able to make that connection. And as homage to the anniversary of Sleeping Beauty, I hope that you check it out. Continuing on now into round number 4. Round number 4 is typically reserved for movie anniversaries, but this week, besides Sleeping Beauty, which we did in a previous episode, I decided to skip a week because there are some good movie anniversaries next month. So we're going to skip a week and we're going to talk about a movie anniversary that's technically next week, and that is Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey, a classic Disney film, personal opinion. I grew up watching it. Of course, I rewatched it, and of course, I cried more than I'm willing to admit. But let's just get started here with question number 1. Within 2, what year did Homeward Bound premiere in the US? Question number 2. Name any of the 3 main animals who star in Homeward Bound. Question number 3. Name any of the 3 main voice actors who star in Homeward Bound. Question number 4. What California city is where the family moves to and is the setting of the sequel? Question number 5. While Kate is watching the pets, she goes on a cattle drive and reaches out to her neighbor to watch the pets. What is the neighbor's name? And question number 6. What name is on the tag of the guy who tries to capture the 3 main characters? All right, I'm going to give you a few seconds worth of music. If you want to pause this and then go and watch it and have a good cry and come back, you're more than welcome to. But I will return shortly. All right, let's get some answers here on Homeward Bound. So question number 1. Within 2, what year did Homeward Bound premiere in the US? Well, it premiered on February 3rd, 1993. So in order to get the point there, what it had to say between 1991 and 1995, which is probably why it was such a pivotal movie growing up, because that was when I was that age, and, you know, we're talking about talking animals, so of course I'm gonna love it. Question number 2. Name any of the 3 main animals who star in Homeward Bound. Well, to be able to get the point there, what I had to say one of the following. Either Chance, who was a bulldog, Shadow, who was a golden retriever, or Sassy, who was a Himalayan cat. So any one of those, if you had named any one of those 3, whether you said their name, the type of animal they are, give yourself the point there. Question number 3. Name any of the 3 main voice actors who star in Homeward Bound. Well, in order to get the point there, what it had to say either Michael J. Fox, who is the voice of Chance, Don Amici, who is the voice of Shadow, or Sally Fields, who is the voice of Sally. So Don Amici, been around for a long time, who has a IMDb that is very, very long. Michael J. Fox, we're talking peak Michael J. Fox, 1993. We are talking, he is at almost the peak of his popularity, because this is after Back to the Future, everything else like that. He is at his peak. So obviously big name at the time. And then Sally Fields, same thing. You like me. You really like me. You have to also remember this came out right around the same time as Mrs. Doubtfire. So she had kind of 2 movies that were polar opposite that came out within a couple of years of each other. It was kind of interesting. Question number 4. What California city is where the family moves to and is the setting of the sequel? Well, that is San Francisco. Matter of fact, Homeward Bound 2 is journeying in San Francisco. And it's another really good movie, definitely trying to capitalize on the success of the first one, but still a fun movie as well. Question number 5. While Kate is watching the pets, she goes on a cattle drive and reaches out to her neighbor to watch the pets. What is the neighbor's name? Well, that is Frank, and there was some confusion. He read a note, thought he understood it, thought that she took the 2 dogs and the cat along with him, with her on a cattle drive, which, why would you take a cat on a cattle drive? You know, so many questions that could have been brought up, but that's what ended up spurring the whole, like, oh my gosh, they're lost, da, 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 da. But still a fun movie as well. Last but not least, question number 6. What name is on the tag of the guy who tries to capture the 3 main characters? That is Foot, and he spells it with an E on the end. I don't know why. But when they are found, so backstory, the 3 main characters, Chance, Shadow, and Sassy, are found in the mountains. And they're like, oh, these are the lost pets. And they bring them to an animal rescue to just keep them safe there, and they escape again. And while they're trying to escape, one of the guys is trying to chase them down, and on his name tag you can see his name is Foot. Now, he doesn't have very many acting credentials to his name, but definitely a fun little part. Now, again, if it's been a minute since you've watched this movie, highly recommend it. It is just a fun one. It'll make you cry, especially now that I'm an adult with a kid and animals of my own. It makes me cry. But it's still very, very good, very, very wholesome and heartfelt, and just so many memories that come along with it. Continuing on now to round number 5. Round number 5 is just going to be titled Phil Collins Songs. It is also Phil Collins' birthday this week. So as a way to honor him, what we're going to do for this round is I'm going to say the lyrics to a Phil Collins song. You just have to tell me what is the next line. So let's get started with question number 1. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on. Question number 2. I want to know, can you show me? I want to know about these strangers like me. Tell me more, please show me more. Question number 3. Tell everybody I'm on my way. New friends and new places to see. With the blue skies ahead, yes, I'm on my way. Question number 4. Son of a man, look to the sky. Lift your spirits, set it free. Someday you'll walk tall with pride. Question number 5. Just take a look through my eyes. There's a better place somewhere out there. Just take a look through my eyes. And question number 6. Put your faith in what you must believe in. 2 worlds, 1 family. Trust your heart. Let fate decide. All right, I will return to get some songs stuck in your head for the rest of the day, and then we will go from there. All right, let's get some answers here on these Phil Collins song lyrics. So question number 1. 'Cause you'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and forevermore. And again, that is, of course, You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan. This is a song that we actually sing to my daughter every night. And as we're singing that in a rocking chair, she'll do like this. She'll like hit her, like kind of the bottom of her neck close to her chest. It's kind of like this, like, you'll be in my heart. It's very, very close. It's very, very cute as well, because her hair's starting to get long, and like at the end of the day it's all puffy, so she'll do it, and she's like in her sleep sack just doing this, just rocking out. She loves it. Question number 2. I want to know, can you show me? I want to know about these strangers like me. Tell me more, please show me more. Something's familiar about these strangers like me. Again, that's from Strangers Like Me in Tarzan. One of my personal opinion, I think this song's slightly better than You'll Be My Heart. You'll Be My Heart pulls definitely more at the strings, but this, I mean, lyrically, this one might be better. Question number 3. Tell everybody I'm on my way. New friends and new places to see. With blue skies ahead, yes, I'm on my way. And there's nowhere else I'd rather be. That's obviously On My Way from Brother Bear. And this is the song that came out of this movie that is the peak song as well. Plus, it was a TikTok viral song for a little while there. Tell everybody I'm on my way. That whole thing. Question number 4. Son of man, look to the sky. Lift your spirit, set it free. Someday you'll walk tall with pride. Son of a man, it's time you'll be. And again, that is from Son of Man. That one is from Tarzan. Again, another classic song. And for me, I always have the images of, this is where Tarzan's like going through all the trees and that sort of stuff. This is the part of the movie that was inspired by Tony Hawk. Thank you, Disney Channel, and your behind the scenes for that one. Question number 5. Just take a look through my eyes. There's a better place somewhere out there. Just take a look through my eyes. Everything changes. You'll be amazed what you'll find. And that's, of course, Look Through My Eyes. That is another one from Brother Bear. This is the emotional song from Brother Bear. The emotional one where they figure out everything's connected, that sort of stuff. And this one, again, is probably the better song from this movie as well. It's just, this one is the one where every time you hear it, it's just like, oh, because you remember the moments in the movie. Last but not least, question number 6. Put your faith in what you must believe in. 2 worlds, 1 family. Trust your heart. Let fate decide to guide these lives you see. That is, of course, 2 worlds. This one, again, a little bit more of an interesting song, but again, a very deep meaning and a very good song for Tarzan. It just, always, every time I hear it, just brings me a smile. So again, probably will never be seen by him, but happy birthday, Phil Collins, and thank you for everything that you brought to Disney. These lyrics, not just it, but so much more. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in this week. I will return next week with more questions and more fun. Make sure you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mouse in the Mitten. If you're watching us over on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, give this video a thumbs up. In the comments down below, let us know what your score is. If YouTube isn't your thing, make sure you're following us on Apple Podcasts. If you're not on Apple Podcasts, make sure you're following us everywhere else. Wherever you can, leave a 5-star review and let us know what score you got today as well. Now, there's always something fun to do in Disney, whether the temperature is 100 or 40 degrees. And I would love to make sure that when you go to Disney, you have the most magical vacation that you possibly can have. To get started, all you got to do is email me at mouseinthemitten@gmail.com. We can get you all taken care of. Well, hey, my name's Court. The dog's name is Milo. I appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you next time.